article I will be discussing involves international trade, foreign direct investment, and implications of trade agreements. In the CTV News article by Kyle Dugan, Deputy Prime Minister for Canada, Chrystia Freeland, said members of the outgoing administration, President Joe Biden, and advisors of incoming President-elect Donald Trump, have expressed very grave concerns personally to her about the issue of China setting up shop in Mexico to muscle its manufacturing into the North American free trade zone. Freeland also said Tuesday, Canada is the only country in the world which is fully aligned with the U.S. today when it comes to economic policy vis-a-vis China. While Ottawa bristled at Mexico by way of diplomatic methods, by far the boldest words are coming from two of Canada's premiers. Ontario Premier Doug Ford turned heads last week when he suggested Canada should forge ahead on a bilateral trade deal with the U.S. if Mexico doesn't clamp down on Chinese auto imports entering into North America. A report by the United States Trade Representative earlier this year warned U.S. industry stakeholders expressed concerns that increasing Chinese foreign direct investment in the automotive sector in Mexico poses a significant threat to the competitiveness of North American auto industry and could allow China to skirt tariffs. China has become Mexico's fastest growing source of foreign investment, according to a Federal Reserve Bank Dallas report from last year. And China's top EV maker, BYD, a global leader in electric vehicle sales, has been eyeing setting up shop in Mexico. Adam Smith, David Ricardo, Eli Heckscher, and Virgil Olin talk about the benefits of trading for countries. Even for countries to trade for materials and products they could produce themselves. It is important for countries to engage in trade and markets around the world to allow for greater standards of living and creating economic opportunities. New trade theory looks at the impact of the economy of scale. In today's developed countries, major corporations are reducing costs by large-scale production of their products supplied to the global market. But this new trade theory suggests that with such large-scale operations, the world will only need a few of these enterprises to satisfy the demand, allowing countries to achieve first-mover advantages if they capture the market before others have the chance. Most countries avoid having total free trade agreements and tend to have a nationalistic bend to their policies to protect industries from foreign competitors. So, while government can allow some items to be traded freely, a lot of the imported products we see have tariffs, quotas, or other additional costs added to the exporting company. Foreign direct investment is when a company invests in facilities or to produce, market, or offer a good or service in a foreign country. FDI has been growing since after the Second World War and has seen a marked increase in the last few decades. FDI in foreign countries is a political hot button, with a range of stances from nationalistic and not wanting any foreign investment to the free market theorists and accepting all foreign direct investment and trade into their nation. Pros and cons of FDI depend on whether the participant is the host country or the home country. The biggest bonuses for the host country is increased activity in its local economy, via jobs, infrastructure, and investment. But this can come at a cost of losing some autonomy or independence as a host nation to big corporations. As for the home country, investing in foreign operations can lead to the reverse transfer effect, allowing the companies to bring back new ideas and operations to streamline production back at home. On the inverse side, The home country could see some costs by exporting portions of its labor to foreign countries and potentially losing intellectual knowledge and technology to other corporations or governments. The United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, which replaced NAFTA in 2020, is structured into 34 chapters. The agreement can generally be broken down into these broad categories. 1. Trade in goods and market access. This section includes provisions related to tariff eliminations, rules of origin, customs procedures, and facilitating trade. Some examples are Chapter 2, National Treatment and Market Access for Goods, Chapter 4, Rules of Origin. Second, digital trade and intellectual property. New provisions have been added that reflect the modern digital economy, including data protection, cross-border data flows, and intellectual property rights. Examples of these are found in Chapter 19, Digital Trade, and Chapter 20, Intellectual Property Rights. Third, labor and environmental standards. Strengthen labor and environmental provisions with enforcement mechanisms, including commitments to uphold worker protection and prevent pollution. Some of these clauses can be found in Chapter 23, Labor, Chapter 24, Environment. Dispute settlement and institutional provisions. There are mechanisms for resolving trade disputes between member countries and ensuring compliance with the agreement. These mechanisms are detailed in Chapter 31, Dispute Settlement, and Chapter 32, Exceptions and General Provisions. The USMCA and Chinese investment in Mexico present both opportunities and challenges for Canada. Here are 5 key implications. 1. Increased competition on the North American market. Chinese investments in Mexican manufacturing and infrastructure would enhance Mexico's competitiveness, particularly in industries like automotive and electronics. This could put pressure on Canadian exporters competing in the U.S. market. 2. Enhanced regional supply chains. With Chinese investment boosts Mexico's production capacity, Canadian companies might integrate with enhanced North American supply chains, leveraging Mexico's proximity to the U.S. while aligning with USMCA rules of origin. 3. Risk of trade tensions with the U.S. The USMCA includes provisions aimed at reducing dependency on non-market economies. Heavy Chinese involvement in Mexico could raise U.S. concerns, potentially straining North American trade relations and indirectly impacting Canada. 4. Opportunities for diversification. Canada might use Mexico's increased engagement with China to explore alternative trade routes or partnerships in sectors where Canadian expertise complements Mexican production, such as green technology or advanced manufacturing. 5. Challenges in navigating USMCA rules. Strict USMCA provisions, examples on rules of origin and labor standards, may limit Mexico's ability to fully leverage Chinese investment. Canada may need to adjust its trade strategies to remain compliant while competing effectively within the bloc. From the perspective of modern trade theory and international relations, Canada should adopt a strategic approach to Mexico and Chinese investment. Here are 3 key recommendations. First, strengthen North American regionalism. Collaborate with Mexico and the U.S. to enhance North American supply chains, ensuring compliance with the USMCA rules while leveraging Mexico's growing manufacturing capacity. Modern trade theory emphasizes the benefit of regional trade blocks and comparative advantage. Canada can benefit by focusing on high-value industries like clean tech and AI, while integrating with Mexico's cost-efficient manufacturing base. Second, encourage transparent and balanced investments. advocate for transparent Chinese investment in Mexico that align with North American trade and labor standards, establish trilateral dialogues to monitor and address any concerns about external influences. This approach can maintain regional stability and reduce potential trade tensions with the U.S., remaining sensitive to Chinese economic influence under USMCA provisions. Third, pursue strategic partnerships with the United States. Deepen bilateral cooperation with the U.S. in sectors the Chinese are trying to leverage in Mexico, such as advanced manufacturing and infrastructure, while aligning on shared trade goals under USMCA. Stronger Canada-US ties can help Canada solidify and deepen its relationship with its largest trading partner, mitigate U.S. protectionism risks, and strengthen collective bargaining power in international trade negotiations. By aligning its policies with regional dynamics and global trade theory, Canada can position itself to maximize benefit while managing geopolitical risk.